But yeah, Halloween is
Resident
sad,
Evil Requiem.
Dude, we got Resident Evil
it,
Requiem to look at. I'm really excited about this trailer. It's a little bit of a longer trailer. We're going to stick with it, talk about our history with the Resident Evil franchise. Let's check this guy out. I'm actually kind of excited about this. What's your memories of Resident Evil? Where did you start the whole journey, man?
I remember watching people play Resident Evil 1, the first original one, seeing that intro. I think it was a family member or a friend or something like that at the time. I don't remember. I just remember the scenes of that intro of them coming in when they had the live action, right? They used live action people. Okay. Come on, but that when you were like what? That game came out in the 90s maybe? Like,
yeah, buddy.
Seeing that to be those dogs chasing after them.
Oh, I loved it,
turning around
man.
and shooting into the grass and everything, and then you go into that mansion, right? That first scene when the zombie's eating, he just turns around and just looks at you, and you're like, oh, you knew.
First time I got trouble at that
whacked.
point, brother.
I panicked. I didn't understand the camera angles. I'm like,
very rudimentary camera angles, you know what I mean? That was a hard thing to get used to even back then. But once you got used to the controls, that was it. They were just like imprinted on you. My first experience wasn't the first one. My first experience was Resident Evil 2. I remember picking up that game back in the days of actually going to stores, knowing nothing about games beforehand. Picking up that disc, that cover alone.
With the zombie face.
Yeah, and then, seeing that double disc, seeing the cop, seeing Claire, blowing that on for the first time. I was obsessed, man. Playing Resident Evil 2, Resident Evil 3 Nemesis, Code Veronica, going into 4, going into 5 really disappointed me, man. And 6, I tried to play a bunch of the chapters of 6 and everything. But Resident Evil 7, Resident Evil 7 was terrifying.
1, 2, 3 I wasn't a fan of, to be honest, because of the whole Nemesis thing. I just hated this guy chasing after me.
Come on, bro.
I liked it, but I didn't enjoy playing because I felt like I was forced. They kept pushing me in directions.
The whole timer mechanic to everything.
The timer mechanic.
Well, what was your opinion on Dead Rising? That had a whole timer mechanic to it as well.
So
that one you enjoyed?
Dead Rising I enjoyed when I played it the first time as like a tech demo for the Xbox 360. I had 2 tech demos on there, which was Saints Row the original when I bought the Xbox 360.
Saints Row the original.
The original that came out. And then it was Dead Rising. And I like Dead Rising for running around killing zombies.
But what did you think about the timer mechanic?
I didn't like it either.
Yeah.
I don't like feeling rushed. The game was at times clunky. I thought it was a different kind of zombie game. More of a hack and slash.
I have such a memory to that game.
We'll go into that.
I have such a great memory to that game. I never played the game before, and this guy had me sit down on a couch and put me into a scenario in the mall, put a chainsaw in my hand, and then over the loudspeaker in the room, put on Judas Priest, and just
metal meltdown.
Oh,
and
he's
you
like,
could
dude,
put this
just
disc in the game.
Just have it.
What you could do is download the disc onto the Xbox 360. And then play the music
is that
through
what
the
you did?
That's how you do it. You played it through the actual 360. That was revolutionary first time, man. I was stoked about 360 and Metal Meltdown.
Remember that. Metal Meltdown, run for your life, and just run up, cutting up zombies. Oh, it was a great memory. That I'm still chasing that dragon.
And
I didn't even know what the game was, and I bought it. I picked it up, and I actually ended up falling in love with it. I loved Frank West. The game takes place on my birthday on September 19th. I love that game. It's a cool game. Taking photos and
influence.
But getting back to Resident Evil, man.
Yeah.
Resident Evil 4. I'll never forget my first Resident Evil 4 experience.
I bought it on the
that
GameCube,
game was
bro.
so cool.
It blew me away. The
Ashley, in
controllers.
hindsight, wasn't a fun experience. Leon! And just, it was a little...
But it was a GameCube game. People got to remember, we give respect to the GameCube. Resident Evil 4 was originally a GameCube launch title. And played very nice on the GameCube. Looked very nice on the GameCube.
Did.
Little
tiny discs. Little small discs.
Little tiny discs.
In 1998, the
Dude, the Resident Evil 2 remake.
1998. Did you ever
Raccoon
go when you're
City.
Leon, when you go underneath at the beginning, you can actually find like I think it was an armor, like a skin, and it was in the original
there's
Resident Evil 2.
Yeah.
It
There's a
was right before
closet. There's a door
Yeah, you go
there
underneath,
that you have
right
to
before
open.
you go into the
only
police
when
station.
you play it correctly, though. You have to play
Yes.
Claire first and play Leon second to do that.
And then you
I
go down
believe.
to unlock that cop,
I
the
believe.
secondary cop.
Comment down below,
Yeah,
y'all.
comment down below.
If I'm wrong about that.
The virus
But the Resident Evil 2 remake, bro, was
Did they have that in there?
epic. Yes, they have that little closet downstairs that you can actually turn into.
Only the bravest souls.
Nice.
It was the new RE engine is just awesome, man. It really is cool. They do a lot of cool stuff with that.
Now, how do you feel about the new way that made Resident Evil from Resident Evil 4, where it's no longer set camera angles versus free roam, or like what was it, Resident Evil 6, where you had first-person view the whole time? What is the better way you feel to play
Yeah.
Resident Evil? First person,
No.
third person, or set
tank.
cameras?
Or tanks. No, I love what the remake set. So we started with the third person with 4, but it was still, you had to stop. Remember, you had to line up your laser sight. It wasn't free motion. I think what they have going on now, which is full range of free motion, what they started with the Resident Evil 2 remake is the perfect controls. First
What do they
person was
do?
great for that Baker family being in that, but honestly, I hate to
VR
say
as
it,
well. That was
that was terrifying. But
hard,
Resident
hard
Evil
to play.
Village,
Scary.
Resident Evil Village lost me. Resident Evil
Yeah.
7 was amazing. Like being in the Baker house, being in that
Terrifying.
Texas chainsaw massacre environment. Jack Baker was just the ending kind of, I wasn't thrilled about the whole latter half of the game when you got out of the house. It was that whole weird tanker section. But Resident Evil 2's remake, that control, that style, being able to duck and kind of dodge. Resident Evil 3 remake, Resident Evil 3 Nemesis remake tried to make it a little bit better. Jill had a little bit more agility, but and I admittedly I own it. I really haven't played Resident Evil 4 remake. Leon can kick and do more stuff there. He's a
Okay.
little bit more advanced in his career. We got to get that on a playthrough going, brother. Claire's a badass character. I love Claire.
Jill Valentine.
From that first scene in the diner, you get down.
And a handful of others.
So what is Requiem right now? We've been watching this trailer until this is
a new
game.
Yeah, I think they're recapping the story. I did not play a lot of Village, and there is a DLC to Village where the baby of Ethan grows up. There's a whole section with her. I think her name is Rose, off the top of my head. I could be wrong about that. I don't know if this is continuing her story or not. But right now, they're like kind of recapping the entire sequences of the game. That whole thing about having that weird, pharmaceutical company that's like, in
Umbrella
charge of
Corp.
everything in a weird way. Umbrella always made me just sit.
Like journalist Alyssa Ashcroft sought to expose Umbrella's darkest
I mean,
secrets.
it looks beautiful.
Yeah,
I mean,
the new
they
engine
make the-
is amazing.
Is incredible.
yes.
It
But
really
look, they're
is.
acknowledging the old game. They're acknowledging Resident Evil 5. They're not trying to erase the canon, it looks like, by any means.
Set out to
They need to do a couch co-op Resident Evil. 2-player.
Two-player style. Well, they did in 5. You were able to play as
But two people
Chris
playing.
in that. Yeah, you could. You could
could?
Resident
Oh,
Evil
you
5.
could?
Yeah.
Wow.
Aftershocks of the Raccoon
I think in Resident Evil 6 also you had 2 companions to each co-op. I know Resident Evil 5 you could.
City incident would be felt for decades to come, and coincide with other increasingly frequent bioweapon-related.
Yeah, I remember that second game.
Oh, the
though,
Baker
just that-
incident.
Oh man, what did you think about the movies?
Oh God, the Mila Djokovic movies. Listen,
Yes,
bro,
they're at least
that first
watchable.
one, that first one's okay, man. That first one, you can have some fun with that moment with that, the thing pops up, puts its hand on the glass. I didn't like the whole evolution of the liquor thing, where like every time it fed it ate new DNA. That first movie is watchable. I want to like the second movie because it really tries really hard to pay homage to the games with the whole Nemesis thing and the look of the
Right.
city. Like you could tell they tried there. Bro, after that, I am not a fan. I don't even remember the last one I saw. I definitely did not watch all of them. What do you think about them?
If you just want something on in the background,
There's a lot of better
They
movies.
got more. They got more Resident Evil feeling. They added in more of the main characters. I think at some point, I think Leon came in the barn.
Yeah,
Redfield,
then they kill
them.
him off between movies, I heard.
I don't remember. I think I watched it one time.
I think the
Resident
director
Evil
had
for
way
me
too much.
had started doing this because honestly, after I didn't like 3, I played 4. I didn't like
the
5.
original 3 back in the PS days.
This is
you
all
didn't
the
like
original,
3?
yeah. Because at that time they made for the PlayStation 2, Silent Hill came out, the remake, and for me,
that's what got your
actually-
attention.
Honestly, it was the scarier game.
Silent Hill scared you more.
Silent Hill. I
One
think,
or
was the
two?
more-
What was your introduction?
The original.
Because I
The
never
original.
played Silent Hill 1.
Walking through
Silent
that
Hill
fog
2 is
city,
what got me.
walking into that.
There's a whole
Silent Hill 2
remake
was
on that.
great.
There's a remake of 2.
When you're in the hospital and you're going through the elevator and you're going down the
Yes.
shaft and you're seeing things just changing, but
Yeah.
Silent Hill 1 and 2 were absolutely
This is what got
incredible
me.
for me. But
I
this-
never was
this is-
scared. I was never scared of Resident Evil up until this game.
Oh, dude, I
The
couldn't play the
Baker
VR
family.
with this.
I
That one
tried
scene you're
to. I
pushing
never
through the
finished
water
it.
and then the dead head comes up and you're just I was like you.
His baby daughter Rose is taken away by
Oh, Rose. Okay. See this whole sequence. And
I mean, the
like,
beginning of this was
spoiler
insane
alert.
with the chainsaw. She's chasing
Yeah.
it.
Oh, that was so that one. Yeah.
Brutal.
who survived countless bioterror
Just
incidents.
brutal.
Ethan's quest to rescue his
Ethan,
daughter led
the
him to
faceless
a
wonder.
treacherous village.
But how? Here's the thing: by Resident Evil 4, this series begins to change as a whole.
Yes, there's
And
no
there's
more
people who
T-virus,
like it.
G-virus.
Yes,
yeah.
this is the whole thing that some people are saying the old zombie style. Now you have like mutants, villagers, people. It's a lot different than what.
Werewolves, parasites,
It's a lot different. Yeah, a lot different than the
beanstalks coming out of
Yes.
fucking mouths.
Yes, it's a little bit. It's awesome. It's terrifying in its own way, but there's something about that. I mean, obviously, look at the characters. I mean, it became more of a horror game across the board than a zombie game, if you can say.
Right.
It's no longer. It feels like just a zombie game, right?
No, we're way far
No.
past that, which honestly
it's funny.
I hate. I wish we can go back to that. That's why I
I would,
love
yes.
Resident Evil 2's remake is what grabbed me
Yes.
so hard. Because I
Back to the
love
zombies.
that. The Metroidvania style, going back into
Yep.
rooms, memorizing a layout, and you do
Yep.
in that game have kind of a nemesis element with the tyrant. He stalks
But
you
he
throughout the
came
precinct.
in the remake, which again, the remake, I looked at that and said,
No,
why are
he's
you
in the
adding
original.
Nemesis?
He's in the B
not.
scenario. Yes, Tyrant
Oh,
is
yes,
in the
the
B
B, yes,
scenario
in the B
of the
scenario,
original. Yes, he is. They
When he
bring
played
him.
Leon,
they-
I don't remember him being
No, well,
in there.
If you do
You
it
play
the
Leon
right
first.
way, yeah. If you play Leon first, you'll never see him as Leon, and then you'll get him with Claire at the B scenario, which is not canon. Canon, you're supposed to play Claire first, Leon second, which I never did.
No,
I never
unfortunately,
ever
no.
did. I always played Leon first.
was operating from the shadows and
Interesting.
also played a key role in the incident.
I guess that's why I never really did it, because I was like, that's why I didn't like Nemesis, because I was like, I don't want this thing chasing me around, bothering me.
Stars. I love Nemesis, the rocket launcher. When you see his laser just come across throughout the screen, the way he moved, the way he would slide in the frame. As you started defeating him in the original, he started getting more monstrous.
First-person perspective.
Now we get into the first-person perspective.
Content-rich gold edition for Nintendo Switch.
Okay, so
Biohazard.
they're advertising a Nintendo Switch edition, which is going to have both Resident Evil Biohazard
on
and Village.
February 27th,
All right.
2026.
Which is funny, because
I
in
never
Asia,
beat
I believe it's
Village.
called Biohazard.
Biohazard, yeah.
They don't call it Resident Evil.
Resident Evil Village will also include a third-person gameplay option.
That's cool. So Village now actually has a
Wow.
whole new third-person option. You can see Ethan's
And
face
if
finally.
February 27th sounds familiar, it's because it is. These two terrifying titles are releasing the same day as Resident
crazy.
Evil Requiem.
And then we had those horrible
Wow.
Netflix movies.
3
We
games
had-
in one
Where
release.
you'll play
That's
every
pretty cool.
Alpha's great
And then-
Requiem and,
this- I-
Village,
I-
and then Biohazard. You're gonna have
Oh,
all
that's
3
pretty
launching
cool.
on February 26th. I think she
That's
said.
pretty. That's pretty cool.
Prepare your
And then we had those
City.
horrible Welcome to Raccoon City, those bad Netflix TV shows where they tried to make what's his name, Wesker. They tried, the black actor who played Wesker, and it was a bad show. And that
It makes you
Welcome to
wonder
Raccoon City was
why they never
terrible.
did the full open world city and just put you in a barricaded massive city which is zombies.
Right. And just try to
would've-
figure out how to get
just
out,
get
how
out
to
of the
survive.
city.
You could still
Survive
do the
the city.
Metroidvania
Yeah.
stuff. Have to go to a hospital.
Yep.
Have to go to an orphanage. You could set
Yep.
up those different scenarios.
Yep, and still give us the whole city. That would be nice. Like we always talk about Raccoon City, but we never actually get to go in there. Maybe you could even go crazy and make it a multiplayer.
Also get the exclusive
That would be cool.
know?
That would be cool.
Come on, break the mold.
Up to 4 people.
Four
you know what I
players.
mean?
Yeah, you're in different locations. You guys got to try to find your way, gather,
even
bring
do
your
it too.
resources.
Resident Evil.
I don't want to
That's
make it
cool,
like a
being
Left
able to
4
spread
Dead,
out
but
kind of
yeah,
thing.
no not Left 4 Dead where you're just mowing through things,
Right.
Featuring Resident Evil
But it would be a
Requiem
very
design
interesting
and
situation
style
with
in
that.
gunmetal-inspired black. This original
You remember
Okay.
the old days of controllers and all this? Did you
Custom?
ever buy a controller? Did you ever
A
buy like
custom one?
a
No.
custom a console? Like if you saw a God of War edition
No.
console or a Gears of War edition controller, did that ever do anything for you?
on February
I don't think so, no.
2026. Resident Evil's first
And this amiibo stuff, like I hated the amiibo nonsense. They tried to, and Fortnite, man, they're just throwing everything at the wall.
Oh, they're just like chick-ching, chick-ching, take it to
Yeah.
the bank, baby.
Halloween. More heart-pounding, hair-raising, and
All right.
chilling than ever.
As you may know, Resident Evil is celebrating 30 years.
30 years, you feel old?
I will. If it's 30 years, I was 10 when the original came out. Yeah.
Oh man, I got a little
Makes
funny
sense.
story. I first bought Resident Evil 2 and it came with the double disc, right? So when Resident Evil 3 came out, I just naturally assumed that was the gimmick, like it came with 2 discs. When I got it home, I opened it and the second disc was a Dino Crisis demo disc. I thought I got screwed.
They used to do that. They used to do that demo
I
disc
thought I
back
got
in the day.
Screwed. I went back and I tried to return it, and the guy behind the counter is like, "No, buddy, like that's the game. It's just one disc." I was heartbroken. I was like, "What the hell?" Remember the days
Because
of
they used
demo
to
discs?
do that. Demo discs, and they used to have games with multiple discs. Final Fantasies all had multiple discs.
Yeah,
Some of those
4-disc epic. I wish I would have kept it just to like have as a memorabilia.
Yep.
I wish I still had all that stuff. All right, but you know what? More Resident Evil in that engine is going to be exciting.
Yes. And I'm glad that they're bundling stuff. They're not. Hopefully the prices are good because a lot of these are remakes. So
lot of
I
these
mean,
are
are you
remakes.
gonna charge people full price for a remake game with just the new polished skin and some extra stuff? Another $70 or $60? It'd be interesting to see what they're pricing them at.
Dude, nowadays
if they bundle
they're
them, it
pricing
would be
everything
good.
at full games. Pricing of games have just gone up so much. It's
Believe
like,
it
it's
or not,
crazy,
there's some
bro.
games that are still pretty good on price. Hell.